offerings.
Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. One thing I forgot to mention was that even though we request that you put your questions in chat, if any of you are traveling or driving and cannot get to typing up your questions, the last few minutes of the call will open it up so you can unmute your device and ask your question. So don't worry about that. With that, Josie, do you want to start with your presentation on what you do and how you interact with cadets?
Sure. Like I said, my name's Josie, and I advise our student government on campus. It's called the Associated Students of the California Maritime Academy, but we abbreviate it to ASCMA. It's a total student-run organization from the president on down. I am the advisor staff member on campus to help the students navigate the waters of supporting students, whether it's they have an issue on campus, and also providing those fun activities outside the classroom, to also being involved in clubs and activities here on campus. All the clubs and clubs are under the Associated Students, and we do have about 25 active clubs on campus. Last year was a little bit of an anomaly because it was COVID, so it was a lot harder to keep those clubs going. But this year, we'll be starting from day one to solicit cadets to be a part of those clubs and get into leadership roles to running those clubs. The other hat I wear is student activities. Out of student government, we do have about $40,000 that we spend on activities on campus. And I'm the person that I work with our associated students. And we have 5 activity coordinators that provide both on-campus and off-campus opportunities for students to be able to let their hair loose, or it might be something professional that's going on in the area that they're studying here that they might want to go see a speaker or something like that. We always love to have a broad range of activities, whether it's like going mini golfing or bowling once a month or rock climbing, to go into San Francisco and touring around the city, to go into a musical in the city or the opera. We want to offer a really broad range of programs, and then also having some on-campus activities and programs. So if a student only just has about an hour of time, they're able to blow off some steam and be able to be involved in other things outside of the classroom. Another area that I also oversee is our basic needs program. And what that encompasses is we have a food pantry on campus. And we also, if a student is living off campus and they are having a hard time being able to cook meals and that kind of stuff, we're able to offer a few meal vouchers for our marketplace. I also employ quite a few students to help me with this program on campus, to also do some educational programs around basic needs, and work with other offices here on campus with our peer health mentors, with Joellen in community engagement, to be able to, we have a campus garden, so being able to do some educational programs around cooking with some of the products we have in our food pantry and in our garden, and being able to do that whether you live on campus or live off campus. So trying to provide some of those opportunities to cook, whether it's in a microwave or some other facilities that we have in our res halls. And then the other opportunity is just regular activities. So if there is an activity that a cadet really wants to see and they don't see it on our program calendar, I'm the person for them to come see, and we can help organize that event, whether it's on campus or off campus, and make sure that students stay involved. So those are my 3 areas, and I will popcorn it over to Joellen.
Thank you. Yes, Josie and I do have some overlapping with our program, so that's always nice for the cadets as well. Vanita, am I able to share my screen? I think so.
Yes, you should be.
Okay, great. Can everyone see that screen? Yes, okay.
Yes.
So these are just a few slides I wanted to share with you. I am the Office of Community Engagement, the Office of One, but the exciting thing for me is getting to work with the cadets. I'm excited for your incoming cadets to get them involved. Why isn't this working? We like to call the cadets that work together the community impact crew. And you see there, that's just a little sort of graphic that was come up with a variety of different things that we do working together, or I should say working. So the cadets are working together in the community, doing very hands-on things, but also, as you see on the right, that indicates tutoring. We meet with veterans. There's a wide variety of programs that we offer them. And this is just a little show and tell. So, you know, if your cadet says there's nothing to do, well, there's lots to do. And one of the places they can find it is, and this, I believe you won't be able to go there. This is only internally. But our Keelhaulers Care app, they would click on our portal, and this is where it brings them. We will be, for the first year ever, I'm very excited. We have an entire day of service built into orientation. And so your incoming cadets will be getting this information about how to go to this site. So they will become a member of our community impact crew. And this is where we have, and I'm not going to show you the whole screen. This is just a snapshot, but we have all of the activities built in here, whether it is new this year, actually will be with their, actually I'm getting ahead, let me tell you, so just wanted to point out, we have a wide variety of community partners that we deal with. So this is just a snippet, but new this year, and that's my big news, is that very exciting, a student service leadership team. So if you've heard of our Corps of Cadets, and you've heard Josie mention the associated students, and we have housing, we're residence hall officers. So this year we actually have a dedicated a service leadership team. So they are called community engagement officers, and they are each going to be assigned to a different an area of company. So deck and engine and the business, the MPM students, they'll each have a representative that will work together with them. So really encouraging a leadership aspect and that idea of peer-to-peer student-led initiative. So it's their idea. It's not just some lady going, hey, you guys should do this. That it's really the students, the cadets working together to do this. So there's just a visual representation of some of the things that we've done in the past. Our sports teams, thank you, Karen, for all of your encouragement as well, but our sports teams are usually very involved with activities. So on the top right there, we had, I think that's the soccer, maybe basketball team, but the women's sports team, men's sports team, getting out there and getting involved in the community. So we have our coming up our Coastal Peanut Day on campus. So that's a way that really everybody can participate. But these are just some different activities that we've done over the past. Knitting was really fun. We had one of our coaches learning to knit with us. And as you see, there's just a variety of things. On the bottom right, it was really a hot, sweaty, dirty day. And then in the middle, we have, they went to the Yountville Veterans Home nearby. And so they dress up really nice and they meet with veterans and everything in between. And there on the bottom left is our campus garden that Josie mentioned. We started that with funding a grant from the city of Vallejo. So most of what we grow goes back to the community, but of course our students in need, they're always more than welcome. But that garden has really grown. And again, it's a nice way to get our students involved with something different that you wouldn't necessarily think of as growing a garden on campus. But these are just two quotes that I like to always share with the students, that it really is a leadership aspect, a leadership opportunity for them. And it really doesn't take a lot to get involved. And one of the things we're really trying to express this year is that service, it's not a requirement. It's not a requirement for campus, but it's an expectation. So we are hoping to mold all of our students into leaders. And that's, an aspect of leadership is really getting involved and helping make a difference in the community. So we're really promoting that. And, really this idea of, that the littlest thing can make a giant difference. So I really love my job. Love working with the cadets, and I'm always, I'm always so impressed with all that they do on their own. And so again, we're excited to welcome your cadets here to get involved with us. And again, for the first year ever, having peers that are working with them to encourage. Another program, I'm just going to end here, that we're going into our 9th academic year of this program. Our president proper is a retired Navy admiral, and he brought the idea to campus to have something similar, to develop a program that's something similar to the Naval Academy. They have what's called, and actually all branches of service have a type of this program, and most of them call it the sponsor program. We had another name. This is the most recent name is the Cadet Community Connection, is what it says, connecting the community and the cadets together. So I see some of the names on the screen. I know your students are involved in this program already, but of course they don't live with the host families. It's just a way to help them get acclimated to the area, help make that transition to college. Some cadets are, perfectly fine and dandy, going and doing their own thing. And even if they are fine, they just kind of want this little extra in their life. So we've already completed our first round, 24 cadets in the program. And we will, and I'll be mentioning this to the students during orientation, we're opening it up for what we call a second round if they would like to apply for this program and be a part of it. Everybody is background checked, so you can feel rest assured that who your cadet is hanging out, who your cadet is hanging out with has a background check. They're well known in the community, and conversely or reversely, that the host families are assured of that as well. That we don't have giving them hooligans to hang out with. So everybody is background check, application, and so forth. So I just also want to say, parents who might think this is a great idea for your cadet, but it really needs to be your cadet's idea to participate in this. History has shown, unless it's their idea, if mom tells them to do it or dad tells them to do it, they're not as interested and as engaged. It needs to be their idea that they'll commit. We ask everyone, both cadets and hosts, to commit to hanging out with each other at least one time per month. And it's a very rewarding experience for everyone. So I'll just leave it there, and I will pass it over to our athletic director, Karen. Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with a video and then switch to a PowerPoint. So I'm just going to see if I can share my screen and load up this lovely YouTube video. Hopefully it'll work for me. I was having difficulties a little bit earlier. So let's see if we can transition this. If I could maybe, once I started, if someone could verbalize, because I'm going to open up the screen, if the video sound is working, that would be most helpful.
I'll do that.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
It works, Karen.
Physical Education and Aquatics Center here on the campus of Cal Maritime, the hub of Keelhauler's athletics. Whether you're a varsity athlete, a cadet looking to get in a good workout, or looking to support your school's intercollegiate athletics programs, the PIAC, as it's known on campus, is the place to be. Since 2014, the PIAC is where cadets come for cardio, weight training, swimming, yoga, spin classes, dance lessons, martial arts, intramural sports, and more. And to play or cheer on our men's and women's water polo and basketball teams. It also houses the Cal Maritime Athletics Department staff.
Hello, my name is Karen Yoder. I'm the Director of Athletics and Physical Education here at Cal Maritime. Here in the Department of Athletics and Physical Education, we pride ourselves on providing an environment where you can learn leadership skills and put them into practice, foster personal improved health and wellness, and champion a competitive focus both physically and mentally to impact all facets of your life. Included in the department are 7 NAIA varsity intercollegiate programs: men's and women's basketball, men's and women's cross country, men's and women's soccer, and men's golf. All of these programs compete in the CalPAC conference. In addition to the NAIA offerings, we also offer men's and women's crew, dinghy sailing, offshore sailing, men's and women's water polo, and men's rugby. Other ways to get involved are through the promotion of health and wellness. We offer a wide variety of physical education classes, intramurals, and recreation opportunities. We look forward to welcoming you in the Department of Athletics and Physical Education. Go Keelhaulers!
The facility features an Olympic-sized swimming pool, weight room, cardio room, 2 basketball gyms, athletic training and therapy rooms, 2 locker rooms, and 2 team rooms. The weight room features a full array of machines and free weights to fit all your training needs. The cardio room is loaded with ellipticals, stair climbers, treadmills, and rowing machines. And many come with entertainment modules and monitors built right in to watch your favorite shows and sporting events while you work out. Our athletic training staff keeps our athletes healthy and ready to participate in athletics in our trainer's room, exam room, and hydrotherapy tub. The swimming pool is available to students for lap swims at designated times, and it houses our men's and women's water polo programs. It's also where student swimming evaluations and survival training courses take place. The facility has 2 basketball gyms, a half-court gym that can be reserved for pickup games, and a full-size gym that fits 2 courts when the bleachers are folded up and is used by our men's and women's basketball teams. Locker rooms can be used by any student or staff member to store away their gear while they work out and shower and change afterwards. Each locker corridor also contains the team rooms for men's and women's basketball and water polo. The Cal Maritime campus also features Bodner Field, located across from McAllister Hall. The facility features a field turf playing surface and houses our rugby and men's and women's soccer programs. It's also where several intramural sports are played. Athletics also spans out to the boathouse on campus next to the training ship Golden Bear, as the sailing teams practice and race in the cove. About 25% of cadets at Cal Maritime are involved in intercollegiate sports, and 33% of them participate in intramurals and recreational programs. Cal Maritime also offers the opportunity for students to try out for the Keelhaulers athletic teams.
Wait, what's a Keelhauler?
Ah, yes. That intimidating mascot was voted on in 1974 by the student body and has garnered Cal Maritime athletics notoriety for its uniqueness. Keel hauling was a form of corporal punishment by the Dutch and British navies that was formerly outlawed in the mid-1800s, where the guilty party was dragged under the hull of the ship. We doubt any visiting teams want to be a part of that. If you're interested in joining a team, using the pool, participating in intramurals, yoga, self-defense, spin programs, and more, visit gokeelhaulers.com and contact us today.
Right, so that just gives us a little bit of glimpse for those of you who wanted to see our wonderful facilities here. We're really excited about opening up.
What's up, everyone? My name is Oliver, and I'm one of your orientation leaders this year. Right now, we're preparing for the freshmen to arrive tomorrow, and I'm super excited for what we have planned for them.
Well, Oliver is super excited, but he's graduated now. So excited that we could share that. I think a wonderful opportunity to share that intro. That is also located on our Go Keelhaulers website, and utilize that in our COVID year of 2021. But we're very excited about opening up PIAC on September 7th and welcoming back all the cadets. We also have some new staff, some new coaches leading our programs, and also in search of a new sailing coach, a new crew coach, and actually are in transition of hiring a new sports information director. So we have some really exciting things, but I did want to show some things that are on the horizon, because I think that's really important for those incoming immediately, what's going to be offered with our new associate athletic director of intramurals and recreation. So I'm just going to share that screen just so those of you are wondering what's going to be available for their cadets when they arrive. So I'd like to share that screen if I can do that now. Let's go ahead and share that. And hopefully everyone can see that. I'm going to open that up just so it's in a better viewing. All right, excellent. So as I stated, PIAC is going to be opening on September 7th, which is the first official day of classes. We'll be kicking it off during orientation week with kickball, which is going to be in the evening hours, and then finishing up with a wonderful kickball tournament on the weekend leading up to the first day of classes. Open gym will be also occurring in the PIAC in the fall semester, which will include volleyball, basketball, badminton. That will be occurring between 11 and 1 p.m. Monday through Friday here in either the large gym or the small gym, which are both located in the Physical Education Aquatic Center. We'll be having weekly dodgeball as well as flag football, and then offering spinning classes. And those will be offered Tuesday, Thursday evenings from 6:30 to 7:15 by our wonderful instructor, Carol. And then yoga will be offered 7:30 to 8:15 following that. And also we are hiring other instructors for Tai Chi, self-defense, martial arts, and we are adding cadet boot camp training classes coming soon, as well as we will have aquatics slap swim in the morning this year from 6 to 8 a.m. As well as from 11 to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday. So we want to welcome those folks who want to dive into the heated pool. Yes, it is heated. And all of the details relative to our intramurals, recreation, and athletics are available on our athletics website, which is connected to Cal Maritime's website, but it is listed at gokeelhaulers.com. All right, so thank you so much for an opportunity to share more about our department, and let the questions come.
Thank you, all of you. So the first question I have is, how often do cadets have PT? And how long are the runs? This would be a question for commandant, I suspect, but Karen, do you want to take that?
I'm actually not in charge of the PT runs, so I don't want to speak out of turn. And all I know is the runs that we want to have you involved in regards to our running club or from our cross country clubs, but I'm not familiar what the requirements are of the PT runs.
So thank you. There's no PT requirement per se, as you might think, considering that we're an academy. If there are some new regulations that or requirements that are put in place, we are not quite familiar with them yet. But in the past, there haven't been any PT requirements. And the commandant would have been, one of the commandants might have shared more on that, but we're going to take that and come back to you via email or something. Is there a cadet band or music opportunity? Josie?
Sure. We do have a cadet band. They're called Jay and the Demerits. They started during COVID, kind of formed during COVID, and they did play a few times at a few events on campus. I know the leader of the band, Jay, he will be doing his commercial cruise in the fall, so he won't be on campus, but the Demerits will still be playing. And if anybody's interested in joining the band, I know the Commandant Talaferro, the head commandant, he is really looking at putting together either a division that for cadets that are interested in band and being a part of a campus band, whether it's just freestyle playing at different events or actually being a part of a campus band that maybe plays at the different athletic events, basketball, rugby, soccer games. So stay tuned and have your cadets stay tuned, because they'll learn more about that as they get onto campus, because that is something that we're going towards is putting together more of a formalized campus band.
Thank you. What are the opening closing times for the gym and the pool, Karen?
Excellent question. So with the PIAC will be open September 7th at 6 a.m. and will close at 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday for the fall semester. And then on Fridays, we'll be open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We do observe certain holidays, but for the most part, we try to open up when the cadets are here on campus, of course. And then on the weekends right now, we're hiring. So we just need to hire more staff so we can open up on Saturdays. So if you have a cadet that's looking for an on-campus job, it's posted and we just need to get more hired so we can open more hours and make it available on the weekends as well. So 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and then 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Fridays currently.
So while I have you, Karen, do you want to talk a little bit about what this cadet job is all about and how it helps the PIAC stay open on the weekends?
Well, we can't open up a facility for risk management purposes and just have it be in an unsafe environment. So what those are is a PIAC safety monitor, and they are trained by our Associate Athletic Director of Intramurals and Recreation, Kat Guidry, and she can be contacted with those who are interested at her email. I can put that email into the chat, and then just have your cadet email her directly, but also the link to that job is posted on the HR website. And she is avidly looking through those individuals that apply. And so I'll put her email in the chat for you. And really, it's just an opportunity for them to learn what a recreation and fitness facility and how it runs in regards to being COVID compliant, in regards to being clean and safe. And then, of course, they report when equipment is broken, and they monitor the facility for us so we can open it up just like any other gym in any other realm.
Thank you. There's a question on information regarding swim assessment. I don't know how familiar you are with that, Karen, but maybe Josie would also know some details.
So in the swim assessment, they'll have to do 4 different strokes. Their cadet can get changed at the PIAC in one of the locker rooms or bathrooms. They don't have to go to the rest hall room. There'll be lifeguards, and I think they were given the 4 different strokes. They just have to make it from one side to the other. If for some reason that your cadet doesn't know how to swim, we do enroll them into a swim class so that they can pass this test in order to whether go on cruise or just have that certification that all cadets have to pass the swim assessment test.
Thank you. So we have Swati saying that her son or her cadet is interested in cross country. Does he have to be part of a team? And if he doesn't have experience, does the coach train them and help them sign up?
Wonderful. Well, I love it. We're already going to recruit some future cadet athletes on here. So the way that you would do that is you would encourage your cadet to go to gokeelhaulers.com, go to the sport page. It lists either men's or women's cross country, and then they will then hit the recruiting tab. That actual recruiting questionnaire goes directly to the coach, and then that opens the door. Or they can go to the staff directory and then email the head coach directly if they'd like to learn more information before filling out that questionnaire. No experience is needed. That's the wonderful thing about many of our sport teams here on campus, is that we have experienced, highly trained, highly energetic coaches that are willing to really open up a wonderful opportunity. If they don't want to compete intercollegiately, we also have a spring running club. So if they're not quite ready to dive in and be involved in the CalPAC in the intercollegiate level, we also offer a spring running club. So 2 different opportunities for them to enjoy getting outside and enjoy being trained by Coach Ward.
Thank you. So can a cadet enroll directly into the swim class without going through the assessment? I'm sure that's not a problem. Just let Tina know. Karen?
I can give an update on that. Actually, we have, it is listed as PE 102. So if they would like to get more instruction of the particular strokes and maybe aren't quite ready to have the assessment completed, they can sign up for PE 102. And those classes are conducted around their schedule between 10 and 11 and 1 and 2. So there's some they work with Tina Rossi, our aquatics director, in regards to what time they would come in and put the required hours in for PE 102.
Thank you. And in terms of logistics, when you first arrive, if you already have a swim assessment time, just see Tina at the PIAC pool at that time on the day and let her know that you're interested in just enrolling, and she'll assist with that. Will there be showers available for cadets after the swim assessment? Yes.
So our locker rooms will be open. We do require masks being worn indoors in the locker room spaces. So just plan accordingly. But we will have our locker rooms open September 7th.
So I know Karen has mentioned September 7th a few times, just so you know, when you arrive on the 31st, you will be in the PIAC building. We are using that space to have a campus fair. And so parents and students will be in and out of there. There's a swim assessment happening at different times throughout the week. So your cadets and you as well will get a chance to be in the building and use some of the facilities during that week as well. And then the gym will be open in its full glory on the 7th of September. Should a lock be brought in for lockers?
It's a great question. So no, we only do day use only. One, it just keeps down any type of food or any type of elements that should not be living in the locker. So we will only be issuing day use lockers. So if they want to have a lock, they can lock their items while they're in the pool. And then once they're done and they've changed, they take their lock off and their belongings with them. So it's only a day use available in our locker rooms.
What activities are scheduled for parents on move-in day? Really quickly, on the 31st, when you arrive, we have a campus fair. We may have some community partners also available at the campus fair. And this is just a way for parents and students to get to know the various service providers across campus. That will be together to meet with you from 7 to 2 in PIAC. And after that, we'll have shuttles available if you need one to take you to main campus. You could even walk that distance. It's not too bad. And in the afternoon, we have a small reception for the parents. And then we have a welcome session for all the parents. And while you are in the welcome session, your cadets are going to be learning some new things from our commandants. And shortly after your session is over, we will have a capping ceremony for you and your cadet. After the capping ceremony is complete, we will you'll have the chance to take your cadet to dinner. If you're unable to or want to stay on campus, we will have some pizzas available for your cadets if they're not going out. And if you do go out, we require you to bring your cadet back by 9 o'clock. And that's where the day will end. From there on, we have a very robust and rigorous, in fact, schedule for your cadet till all the way through September 6th. So they will not have an opportunity to connect with you again or spend the night with you anywhere in the room, in town. So once you say goodbye after dinner, that's the end of your participation. Did I miss anything, Josie?
Nope, you got it all. On the first day for the Cadet Community Connection, if your son or daughter is a part of that, you'll also be invited to go to that. So you'll get to meet their community connection partner and also meet Joellen about the program.
Correct, but let me just also add, not to be rude, but if you are not already a part of it, this is not a time to come and learn about it. This is already for the matches that we've made. So please keep that in mind. I see a few of you on here that are already, your cadet is already in the program. So if you want more information or your cadet wants more information, I'm happy to talk to you about it on the first day. But please don't come to that meeting in the evening. That's for already connected folks. Thank you.
And the other piece that I'm sure a lot of parents want to know about is that even though your cadet might have lots of different places to be during the day, there will be some time for you to connect with them and check out their room and help them out, set them up. It might not be an extended period of time because of COVID and some limitations, but you will have an opportunity to be in their room fully masked and be able to spend some time there. So keep that in mind. When you drop them off at that time, only your cadet's gonna go into the res hall. Back to today's questions. Will there be campus apparel for sale during the fair? They might not be at the fair, but the bookstore will be open and you will be able to purchase some apparel that you want. Are the fall family weekend dates known yet? Yes, it's going to be October 1, 2, 3. We're really excited. Josie and I have started brewing some trouble already for you parents. So stay tuned. We'll get that information to you very, very quickly. In fact, it might be in your folder when you come to campus. How do the meal plans work? So that is a declining balance, a card that you are paying for, and your student will have. All the information regarding meals was discussed when food service was on the call with us. And if you go to the link I shared with you earlier, the recording is there for you to review. What is the orientation day uniform? They will have their uniforms in their room when they arrive. During the day, at some point, they'll get into their PT gear, and that's what they're going to pretty much wear that week. On the first day, 31st, when they're here, they can come in their civvies, but they'll get a chance after their swim assessment to get into their PT gear. The blue baseball cap, blue shorts, and gray shirt, tennis shoes. Yes, that's the one that they'll be getting into. Is there a shuttle to the ferry? We do not have a shuttle from the campus to the ferry. I apologize, I didn't hear what the date of the last day of parent orientation is. There's only one day, 31st. You arrive at the time that you've been assigned to come to your res hall, and the day ends at 4:45. You have the option to take your student to dinner that night. What time is Cadet Connection activity on the 31st? We have dinner reservations that evening. Joellen?
That is 5 to 5:30 is our meeting, and then 5:30 when the host families come in.
All right. Does that help you, Dave? Can siblings?
Yeah, yes, that helped. Thank you.
All right.
The families come in at 5:30, and how long are they there?
Your cadet should have all of this information for you, FYI. They have received a calendar invite for that, but it's 5:30 to 7. And although you don't need to stay the entire time, it really is the time for the families along with the cadets to get to know the host family.
Thank you.
Can siblings come to orientation also? We're not restricting who can come to orientation, but as always, be mindful. It is COVID situation. You want to limit the number of people, but families are and siblings are welcome to come say goodbye and check out the campus. Can siblings come to family weekend? Yes. Most of the family weekend events are going to be outdoors. So we're happy to have more the merrier. Some of the activities for orientation are indoors. So we're a little concerned and want to be as safe as possible. Does the cadet have to arrive in blue shorts, gray t-shirt? They do not, because they don't have that. The uniforms will be in their room already placed there. So when they bring their belongings and get to their room, they'll see the C box, and in that will be their PT gear, and they can put it on there. So you don't have that to be wearing when you come in. It's 6:15, and we're open for more questions in chat, but if there's anyone who would like to unmute themselves and ask questions, this is a good time for that. All right, I have
When
another.
did you say?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
When did you say the last day of parent orientation is?
31st. There's only one day when parents are on campus, and that's the 31st.
Okay, thank you.
Vanita, there's one more question about transportation in the chat.
Yes. So is there any public transport for freshmen without cars to get to stores to resupply things they may need throughout the semester? Josie, you want to take that?
Yeah, I mean, we do have a bus stop, but the bus is it's kind of convoluted in order to get to the shopping area where Target and the movie store is. So I will say that our Associated Students tries to put together like a shuttle maybe once a month if students need to get some supplies. We usually try to wrap it around when we're doing some programming. So if we have a vehicle that's already rented, to be able to take advantage the next day to be able to shuttle them to different stores.
You want to talk about Monday trip, the shuttle to Target?
Sure. On Monday evening, after like orientation's over, the cadets will be able to eat dinner if they want to grab something quickly from the marketplace. And then we'll be having both of our shuttle vans going from campus to Target. So if there's something that they forget, they'll have an opportunity to be able to like purchase some of those items. I also want to, I know orientation first day move in is pretty stressful for both you and your son and daughter. There's a lot of angst about leaving your son and daughter with us. And there's a lot to do that day with a swim assessment, moving in, and saying goodbye. There's a lot of emotions there. And sometimes you may forget something and you may want to run out to the store to be able to grab it for your son or daughter. And if you do that, that's not a problem. We'll be able to give a space where you'll be able to drop those things off. So we'll make sure that it gets to your son or daughter. So if that happens, don't worry, we got you covered.
Thank you. Just so you know that you can come back to the cadet can come back to their room after their swim assessment and get in PT gear. If it's more comfortable for them to change into PT gear just when they when they first get to their room and bring their swim gear with them, that's also possible. So they'll have some options here. But I wouldn't worry too much about when and how. It'll just there'll be a flow, and they will have access to a lot of cadet leaders who will help them throughout the day, trying to get from one place or to the other or answer questions. So they'll be in good hands. You don't have to worry too much about that. Do cadets have liberty on weekends? Yes, we're not a true academy, so they are free to come and go as they please, evenings, during the day if they don't have class, and same thing with weekends. So there's no liberty per se. That happens only on the ship when they're at port during their cruise. Is there a plan around lunch on the 31st? Will the cadets have to be somewhere at that time? Can families have lunch on campus? So different cadets will have different assigned times to be in different places. So you'll have to kind of finagle your lunch hour whenever possible between those appointments. We will have the bistro open, which is on the main campus, and there will be sandwiches and chips and drinks available there, maybe a few salads. And we're hoping to have some coffee and pastries also available for purchase at the at PIAC. So there might be some refreshments available there, but the bistro will certainly be open for you to grab a meal, depending on what your schedule looks like. The shuttle after dinner is on September 6th. That is correct. The shuttle will be from 5:30 to 7:30. Thank you, Josie. Any other questions? So while you might be thinking of something else, I just want to share that your cadets have been in a mostly isolated environment the last year and a half from COVID, and they are probably very excited to come to campus and enjoy the freedom and the camaraderie and the opportunity to explore. I think it would be a really good idea to have some serious conversation around risky behaviors when they get to campus, to not overdo it when it comes to just doing something that they're not accustomed to because they've been home and have not had the chance to be at high school and just being with friends. So have those difficult conversations around drinking and being in large groups and any other risky behavior. As the Title IX coordinator, I'm always thinking about making sure that our cadets understand their boundaries and are able to maintain decorum with each other and have a level of respect. So it's always helpful when parents kind of share the same messaging. So if you can, I really encourage you to have that conversation with your student. Can cadets practice swimming strokes before the assessment? If it is possible, we have a very tight schedule to move all the cadets through the assessment process. If you arrive a little early, check in with Tina Rossi, who's going to be running the program, if there's the possibility of them being in the pool to get, to warm up. But I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't that opportunity in our pool on that day. If you can find another community pool and can swim and get warmed up before you come, that could be an option. But work with Tina when you arrive. Will cadets get access to free haircut? We will have barbers throughout the semester. If they live on campus, they have access to barbers and stylists for haircuts. On the 31st, Josie, do you have any new information?
Yeah, so the barbers, it's actually 2 women hairstylists who come each week, and they're here on campus Monday through Friday. And all haircuts are free if you live on campus. If you live off campus, unfortunately, you'd have to get your hair cut off campus. It's a perk for those who reside on campus. But haircuts are free, and the barbers will be here starting the 31st throughout that week.
Thank you. Will sailing be paused until there's a coach hired, Karen?
That's a great question. No, our sailing, both offshore and dinghy, as well as both men's and women's crew, will move forward. We are actually avidly recruiting for all of those programs during a week, and we'll be set up in the PIAC. And then we have just wonderful cadet leadership in all of these programs, and I've met with those team captains and those leaders, and we're already putting plans in place for regattas, and we have a wonderful support by our alumni who have stepped up and are volunteering until we're able to secure our new leaders and head coaches of these programs.
Thank you. How many boxes are recommended to bring for move-in day? Boxes filled with belongings or just boxes to have under your bed? Hannah? So we can't give you a number of boxes that you should bring with you. The rooms they're a regular dorm room, so there's not too much space. I know you can loft your bed, which makes room for you to put some stuff under it. I would stick with the guidance that's available online under Housing and Residential Life. And again, if you go back and watch our videos when we had those experts on the Zoom calls, you might find some information that's helpful. All right. We're coming to 6:25, and we are always trying to be mindful of everyone's time. The presenters as well as the parents who join us. If there are any last minute questions, this is a good time because we would want to close up right at 6:30. Hannah, if you would like to send me something on orientation@csum.edu with the size of boxes or what your concerns are or how we can help you, that's perfectly fine, and I can follow up with you. And I want to put in the chat again where we are putting these recordings, just so you have it again. If you're not already on Facebook, please join us there. I post a lot of updates and information there.
Vinny, I'm going to just jump in. There's a new question about student clubs. It's really easy to start a student club. The paperwork, a student just needs to have two executive officers, a president and a VP of finance or a treasurer. And then they just need to find 3 friends that want to be a part of that club. So 5 students all together. The paperwork is super easy to go through, and then find an advisor, whether it's a faculty member or a staff member, to advise the club. And we'll be going through this with your cadet the first and second week, and we'll have a club rush. So if they don't see the club that they are looking to join, like I said, it's really easy to join, to be able to put together a new club. And they can also come see me, and I can easily guide them through that paperwork.
Thank you. We have a parent, Dave iPhone, on this call. Could you please connect with Joellen to discuss your dinner plans and your cadet's name? Joellen, could you put your email in chat so Dave can get a hold of you?
I got it. She sent me a meeting notice. We're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. We would love to see the formation of an official cadet band. Fingers crossed for that. Rebecca, you and us both. So we'll keep you posted if we are successful between now and parent weekend. We might even have them play for you. So stay tuned. Absolutely. I would like to thank all the parents for being with us today, and would request them to unmute and give our presenters a warm round of applause for taking time from their day.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
being here.
Thank you very much.
Joellen, Josie, and Karen. We really appreciate you. And we have one last question. Is there one capping ceremony for all cadets? So all incoming cadets will have one ceremony. They'll be on the quad and you will be right there with them. It'll be everyone together. And bring tissues. I'll bring some too for you, but it's a really sentimental and a sweet ceremony. We really look forward to it. So we'll see you all soon. It is 6:30 and we bid you goodbye until Thursday at 5:30. Bye-bye.